Hello there, my very good friends. I'm Andy Murray. This is Michael Hamflett. AEW Collision debut episode just happened, and we're going to tell you what went down. Of course, the first thing that went down is obviously CM Punk. And he may have just brought the entire planet down with him because his show opening promo was a hell of a thing. Now, we're not going to go play-by-play on everything. Simon Miller will be along with ups and downs in not too long, so you'll get his thoughts on the show in a bit more detail. We're just going to give you the key events. CM Punk, unapologetic, defiant, brash, brazen, all of those words. So many great lines in this promo. He's talking about being the real deal in a business full of counterfeit bucks. He said the network execs at Warner call him One Bill Phil, referencing the $1 billion things. He got a F the Elite chant from Chicago. Yeah. And the gist of it is that he's CM Punk and he's going to keep being CM Punk and he's not going to change. Interesting to see how a promo like this would land in another city, but I thought it was sensational. Like it was so cutting, it was so acerbic, it was so him. What was the line? I'm sorry. People want an apology.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I am not as soft as your favourite wrestlers.
Yeah.
Sorry that you are as soft as your favourite wrestlers.
There you go, man. So yeah, I imagine this will have pissed a lot of people off, but hey. That's the point. A
really nice balance between work and shoot, as we would have hoped as well. He brought a bag with, he didn't reveal the context exactly, but in the bag he implied there was the AEW World Heavyweight title, a title he never lost. So he was kind of calling out MJF there. He had the boots around his neck, saying that anybody thought he was going to retire. He's not. Yeah. So that was like one in the eye of Hangman Page and Kenny in the Bucks. And just, I don't know, I think there's business to be done long term with those people. He was addressing his enemies, wasn't he?
He did address his enemies.
Shout out to his old enemy, Eddie Kingston. After that, we got a TNT title match between Luchasaurus and Wardlow, and rather shockingly, a TNT title change.
Yeah, this blew my wig off.
Yeah.
You can see I've not put it back on.
Truthfully, not like, I would say, the most memorable of the TNT title changes over the years, if not at least for the finish. Wardlow, for the most part, was dominant. He hit that gorgeous swanton bomb of his. He hit at least one power bomb, and he seemed to be setting up for the symphony, but he couldn't get it done. Luchasaurus fought his way back into the match, and then right as it looked like it could have gone either way, back in Wardlow's favour, Christian Cage pulled a camera from a ringside photographer, smashed it twice over the head of Wardlow. It looked really amazing, actually, how it exploded everywhere. And left Wardlow just prone to be pinned for the TNT Championship. Hilarious postscript to this match was Christian Cage grabbing the title. Wardlow, as of this recording at least, hasn't even touched the belt. Christian held it aloft, went up to the top rope as if he'd won it. I'm the champ. Then even got Luchasaurus to put himself on his shoulders, so he was carting him around doing the whole sort of electric chair business. So Christian Cage clearly not treating Double or Nothing as the end of this, and now consider himself the TNT champion. A lot of fun, that.
So we're going to get him and Wardlow again probably at some point. I mean, Christian's antics in the post-match were just absolutely sensational. Pick apart the booking. Absolutely. Do that in the comments right now, actually. Why not? Do you think they should have done this title change? Do you think it was a good idea? I haven't made up my mind. But Christian, loads of fun. You know what else was loads of fun? Buddy Matthews versus Andrade El Idolo. Andrade looking gigantic for his return to AEW, his first match in like a long time. I don't know how long exactly, like 7-8 months, something like that. And they had a really good match. They worked a double injury spot at one point where they were like, Buddy's knees hurt, but also Andrade's pec. Was it his pec?
Yes.
Yeah, that he hurt as well. And that did factor into it a lot. There was a popped us huge for some reason when Julia Hart was going to mess with Andrade's mask that he left at the side of the ring. But in the end, like the kind of high octane, hard hitting match you'd expect from these two. It ended with Andrade winning, but that wasn't the end of it. Andrade offered a handshake to Buddy Matthews after the bell. The lights went out and he got the head kicked off him by the House of Black, obviously. So you'd imagine that we're heading to some kind of trios match. Maybe Andrade, Rush, and Preston Vance, La Facción, Ingobernable against the House of Black. That'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, like, I mean, they got the "This is awesome" chant. They got the crowd reception. What more could you want?
Yeah, like, eventually got to the statement match I think this wanted to be, didn't it? There was obviously this kind of point where like these are going to hit each other really hard and they're big lads doing it. So they just about got there in the end. And the figure eight show was quite nice, wasn't it? A couple of statements of intent from returnees in AEW. One verbal, one physical. First we had a video package from Scorpio Sky.
We missed the powerhouse Hobbs. He was backstage.
Hobbs has declared, along with Ricky Starks, for the Owen Hart Invitational. They were like little promos peppered throughout the evening. Scorpio Sky showed clips of his SCU title win and his TNT title win. All the successes had in AEW, and now that's gone by the wayside, and he wants to use Collision as a vehicle to find his way back into the conversation, as does Miro, Andy Murray. Tony Nese was out in the ring after that with Smart Mark Sterling, trying to get the Chicagoans to do workouts on the spot. He was calling everybody
He called them fat.
Called them fat, said there's probably some fatso backstage that wants to fight me. There was, but he ain't no fatso. It was Miro. He came out, took him a little bit longer than we would have maybe thought, but nonetheless, he pretty much flattened Tony Nese. All the usual Miro stuff, lots of screaming, lots of chest pounding, that big pump kick, the game over for the finish and all that kind of stuff. Miro's back.
Yeah, it's nice to have him back. I mean, he's wrestled like twice in 18 months or something like that. No excuses for keeping this man on the sidelines for so long, as far as I'm concerned. And this was kind of what you expect from him. He sold a little bit more than I was anticipating, but he was utterly dominant in other ways. Tony Nese is the perfect guy to use in this spot because he's just so good at getting his head kicked in. And yeah, like, Miro's back, baby. I'm really happy. Just to hear that music, if nothing else.
The Redeemer.
It's a tremendous track. He redeemed his ass.
He did.
Right, so after that, we had another match. Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale defeating the Outcasts, that being Ruby Soho and Tony Storm. No Saraya. I never get it right. I know how to say it in my brain, but my brain doesn't often work, is the problem. But yeah, the babyfaces won here, and they should have won because of the tone of this match was like fun, hometown fun. Sky Blue is from the area. She got a big pop, and she got to look really good in the match. And Willow, of course, has that burning, effervescent babyfaceness. Probably the purest babyface in the history of babies and faces, and baby faces. So
and pounces.
Yeah,
that one she drilled Ruby Soho with.
Sensational stuff across the board. And Sky Blue's mum was at ringside, so you know the drill when you get a hometown match like this. It's just a fun, nice, good time across the board. Love all these people. Good match.
Yeah, a couple of things being laid up next. Collision, not necessarily the hard brand split we thought, setting things up for Dynamite. As
Ricky Starks, I'm missing all the segments. Ricky Starks.
He did, yeah, he declared
himself.
As well.
He's in the Owen.
Jeff Jarrett wants to hear some of that singles preview action on Wednesday night because he's going to be taking on Mark Briscoe in a concession stand brawl 46 years to the day after the famous Tupelo concession stand brawl. Go and check that online as your homework reading for Jeff Jarrett and Mark Briscoe and what's presumably going to be the final match of that long series that they've been having.
So.
And then we had Acclaimed coming out to get us to scissor and do all that good stuff. Scissor me, Andy, yes.
Yeah, I'm really tired, but I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot to say, really, other than to acknowledge that it was not only now Acclaimed every Wednesday, but Acclaimed every weekend. They're going to feature on both brands. And they too, along with Billy Gunn, who was kind of saying he wanted, in his lovely new pink Collision suit, wanted one last crack at the Trios titles, and that door wasn't quite closed yet, and the Acclaimed were like, yeah, go on then, we'll fight the House of Blacks. That feels like that's coming too. House of Blacks rivals are starting to queue back up.
Yeah, they are. Building a little division here, aren't we? Little trios division.
We are.
Across the board.
Kevin Kelly, for the first time, was given the Excalibur role of building every single match.
And he does not talk as fast as Excalibur, so this was impressive.
He doesn't know. So we've got the Forbidden Door card, obviously, as well, but there's also quite a lot that was suddenly announced for Dynamite. I'll run through this day quickly. We've got, in what seems to be a change to the originally scheduled match, actually, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, the Sex Gods, will team with Minoru Suzuki, their partner from Forbidden Door last year. They're going to take on AR Fox, Action Andretti, and Darius Martin. Statlander is going to defend the TBS title against Ty Valkyrie. That feels like it's been set up since Double or Nothing. Orange Cassidy and Katsuyori Shibata, as announced last week on Dynamite, will take on Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr., potentially ahead of those matches being split into singles for Forbidden Door. We've got the aforementioned Jeff Jarrett and Mark Briscoe concession stand brawl, and a blind eliminator tournament to take place to determine the number one contender for the AEW tag team titles. There was no further details that certainly we could hear on the stream or given out in the graphics, so we'll see how that plays out on Wednesday itself. Yeah,
impossible to know what to think of that because it's blind. They've not announced anyone for it. Yeah, there you go. Usual array of lineups. I guess that's a role Kevin Kelly's going to get used to as time passes on. But main event, we got to this point. There was still something like 30 minutes of the show left. My voice is about to give out. I'm so sorry. CM Punk and FTR, CM driving a car, RRR, defeated Juice Robinson, Jay White, and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff to break down here. We're not going to get to all of it because it's what went down, baby. Ups and downs is for that. But, of course, the Joe Punk teases were a huge part of this because it's been like 18 years since the last time they tied up. since the last time they wrestled each other. They've been in different companies. They've been retired, if you're CM Punk, in that case as well. But yeah, like lots of heat segments, lots of classically worked stuff, lots of building to hot tags, lots of building to anticipated showdowns. Yeah. Not just Punk and Joe, but Jay White and CM Punk as well, which was kind of interesting to see them sharing a ring. They've been rumored to want to work with each other. But in the end, CMFTR picked up the win. Probably it must have been around 25 minutes this match. No angle or anything like that. No big teases or swerves or debuts or whatever. Just them winning in Chicago and the show going off the air. CM Punk back in the ring. The power is back, and they won.
And so is Da Punker. Yeah, like, I don't feel like there's going to be a lot of takeaways from this one over the next few days. It was a perfectly nice, as you say, match. There was one really great spot, which I thought teased the singles match that was surely going to get with him and Joe, where Joe had the Coquina clutch locked in on Punk, who was fading fast, and it appeared as if Jay White and Juice Robinson were holding back FTR, and they weren't going to be able to make the save, and they just teased it for the right amount of time until FTR were able to get in. And I think that like let you in on an idea that maybe Punk is faking just how fully fit he is and good to go. Him and Jay White feels tantalising, as you say. They've set up a number of different things here. This was a warm cuddle of a CM Punk return, but I sense there are maybe darker days ahead. Even in this match, he was kind of bigging up just how much of a great guy he was. And that was clearly the way Chicago will receive him, but will Canada be the same? We're about to find out in 7 days, I guess.
Yeah, did you like the match?
I did. I didn't love it.
And do you know what else you guys are going to like and maybe love? This video right here. That would have been a lot smoother if you just said yeah.
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
There you go.
Like this video. Not as much as I loved this video.
Bye.